Hi guys, Paul here from PABrewNews. Got a beer here that just looks tasty. Just tasty. Looks tasty. Saw it once on Instagram. And I was hoping when I swung into my local bottle shop, of course the Bloom Brew over there on Route 11 outside Bloomsburg near the Giant Plaza, you would have Oliver Brewing Company's Joy of Almond, an imperial stout with roasted cacao nibs, almonds, coconut, and milk sugar, and they did. Right here. I don't know if my good buddy Joe from the Beer Patrol, do check out Joe's channel. If you haven't, please do. Amazing brewer. He's gonna blow by me in subs amazingly quick. He's just so good, and everyone likes him, and I don't blame them for that. Oliver Brewing has been primarily brewed craft beer in Baltimore since 1993. I don't know if he gets Oliver Brewing Company up his way, but he is a coconut fiend, absolute coconut fiend. So if that's the case, then he's going to have to get one of these, and I'll have to contact him to see if he can get this in his area. And if he can't, and I do like it, and I get some coconut off this, I'm going to have to send it to him. So there you go. Or maybe like a mystery beer thing. I don't know. 10% alcohol by volume, so in the session drink category, which I like. There you go. That's good. Just that beautiful kind of almond joy look to this beer. I don't know why I'm doing the roll. Probably don't need to, but Joe got me doing the roll, so I'm doing the roll. That candle is burning out as we speak. Pour it? Oh, it is not. That is a very pathetic side pour. I should have picked it up. I should have did the thing. I don't know why I did that. I was a Neanderthal in the process. I mean, it didn't pour hard. I mean, that's good. But you can definitely see through this. It is a murky brown, I would call it. Not Murphy Brown, murky brown. Now, I don't know if most people don't even know who fucking Murphy Brown is. I'm old, so I know. And definitely, I don't know, something about those shoulder pads that she wore just made me want to attack her vigorously. I don't know what it is. But Murphy Brown, baby. Always did the right things for me. There we go. Leaning tower of candles. Right there. I like candles. I'm doing the candle thing right now. I don't know why. I just am. Lots of carbonation I can see already. Little alcohol legs sticking, blankets and sheets of alcohol legs. Excuse me. Ready to nestle me into a nap here in a little bit. Just tons of alcohol legs sticking. And that 10% alcohol by volume. You could tell this is a very, I don't know why I'm burping so much, excuse me. You can tell this is a very lively beer. There's a lot of carbonation shooting from the bottom of this beer, attacking this head, just dissipating it with vigor. Nice oiliness on the top of the beer, you can kind of see it. But that head is not sticking. That head is fading away as we speak. I know I have a hat on, my hair's crap. So we were outside practicing our bows outside, the girls and I. It was a big snowy day. This wind gust came through and just took the snow right off this tree and just piled it on top of me. It was funny. I had snow this high on my shoulders. It was just and then of course the girls had to laugh at me, and it was funny. I mean, oh my god. It was a good moment. I wish I had that on camera. That was funny. Okay, up to the light. As I said, there's a lot of a murky brown hue. I wouldn't call this black. You can see a rind of caramel hue at the pinnacle of the glass. I was hoping for more of a thick, viscous pastry stout, but obviously I'm already assuming this is going to be the high side of a medium body, a bit thin, as we all know from me. So and that's a lot of carbonation. I'm a little bit worried about the amount of carbonation. Let's not go too far into diving into the beer without actually first diving into the beer. So let's get it rolling. Cheers. Oh, coconut. Hello. Holy shit. There is so much coconut. It is amazing. It is licking a sunbather. It is so much coconut. I have to get this to Joe. Just from the nose, I have to get this to Joe. It smells exactly like coconut sun cream. You know what I mean? I don't mind tossing this out of a sunbather. You know, it's a little bit more enjoyable than just drinking a beer that tastes like you're tossing this out of a sunbather. You know what I mean? get Baker's chocolate through this cacophony of coconut. I am getting Baker's chocolate. I can get what they're going for, because if you crack open, like you just cut an almond joy in half, especially right through that almond, pick it up, you pop that right about there. You're gonna get that milk Baker's chocolate kind of vibe. You're gonna get that little bit of roasted almond. You're gonna get a shit ton of coconut. I get that because that's what I'm getting here. That makes sense. So let's get into it. Cheers. Let's do it again. We'll rock the boat. The coconut's not as bombastic as the nose would infer, which is good. That's a great thing. However, the other tones need to be bigger because it's fucking boring. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. It's really boring. It's a boring ass beer. It's just like, nah, do it. Nah. I want a pastry stout. You know, I want a 10% pastry stout. I want to get bombarded with milk and dark chocolate. You know what I mean? You want to get tons of nuttiness and roasted almost like coffee kind of esque qualities, bringing nuttiness to the forefront, mixing in with all that beautiful coconut in the background, blending it all together, making an absolutely fantastic beer with a medium the medium side of a full body, making you almost chew it as it goes down. That's what you want. That's what you're not getting. Okay? There you go. There you go. But this high side of a medium body, like I said, has a nice oiliness to it. And it's a hang around a little bit. The mouthfeel is nice, a little oily mouthfeel. It has little different levels. The milk chocolate never really rises to anything to mention, but the Baker's chocolate's there, so that's nice. If they put the word porter here, I would be much happier, because it has that porter. It has like more of an imperial porter body than an imperial stout body. I'm really glad the carbonation isn't as vigorous as it was initially in the head, when it was just destroying the head. You know what I mean? You can see that carbonation rising up in the mouth. It's not really playing its role. It's playing its role perfectly, I would say. It's not actually overdoing it like I thought it was going to. So that's great. Absolutely fantastic. It's okay. It's definitely okay. It's an okay beer. It's not what I would prefer it to be. You know what I mean? I want a pastry stout. I want, if you're gonna make a candy bar based imperial stout at 10%, I want a sludge fest. You know what I mean? I want to kick your butt with milk. I mean, Mountain bars, Milky Way bars, Almond Joy bars are covered with milk chocolate. Excuse me. The milk chocolate should be decadent in this beer, and it's not. It should be, but it's not. It's a faint nuance under a faint nuance, unfortunately, because the baker's chocolate. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. The baker's chocolate is the predominant chocolate that you taste. There's a little rounded baker's chocolate, roasted, toasted, of course, the whole deal. But the milk chocolate's underneath that, so a subtle baker's chocolate underneath that, a subtle milk chocolate. So it's a nice beer. I'm really not getting like super nutty qualities, but I'm getting a hint of nuttiness, which is nice. It's um, unfortunately, it's just a little bit too thin, and it's too subtle. It's too subtle. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they held it back. Maybe they're like, okay, we don't want to go too far because we don't want to put people off being too bombastic. I get that. I understand that. And honestly, what I'm drinking here is something that the Sweet Baby Jesus people really like. Because Sweet Baby Jesus, as we know, is boring. It's very subtle. It's very nuanced. It's an okay porter, an English porter anyway, with a bunch of subtle nuances of boiled peanuts and stuff like that. But like that's what it reminds me of this. It's a bumped up version of not that specifically, but that kind of ilk. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's nice. It really is nice for a oh, like a niche cliche kind of a beer. It's okay. It's all right. It's not bad. I just want more. I want more out of this beer. I wish it had more. There's so much more. I wish. That's me being greedy. Maybe I'm a greedy bastard. I think I'm a greedy bastard. I could be a bit of a greedy bastard. I've had beers with cacao nibs in it that give you more milk chocolate. A lot more milk chocolate. I've made beers with cacao nibs that have more milk chocolate in the mix. This isn't giving the sweet kind of kick of milk chocolate that I would normally get. But there is some. There is some. I'm not saying there isn't. I just want more. I want more decadence to this beer. I wish this beer was more decadent, you know? No, for God's sake, believe me, there is sweetness to this beer. There is a sweet beer. This is a sweet beer. There is it's chocolate there. You could, excuse me. There's definitely chocolate in this beer. Do not ever think I said there's no chocolate in this beer. There's definitely chocolate in this beer. There's sweetness in this beer. There's a rind of a nice coconut in this beer. There's a little bit of nuttiness in it. This beer is doing as advertised what it said it meant to do, and it is doing it. It is. It really is. I just wish there was more. I want chunkier. I want thicker. I want more. I want. Ugh. Ugh. I want every beer I open to be a 10 out of 10. I wish and hope, upon the stars, that every beer I open is a 10 out of 10. So that's where I wish it would be, but it has to be here. You know what I mean? It's one of those kind of things. Like, when I open this, I was like, this is going to be the one, yeah, and it's not. Okay, that's cool. It's still nice. It's still a great beer. So, if I poo-poo things, it's only because it doesn't live up to that 10 out of 10 area. I mean, it's just one of those things. But you got to put it where it's got to go. And why am I always in the shadows all the time? Because I have a fucking hat on. And I don't know. I can't do this. See, if I did this, I'd have to shoot myself. You know, I just one of those things. It's going to be one of those. Your hat's supposed to be this way. I'm just saying. It's a nice beer. It is a nice beer. It's a nice beer. I think I have more. I do. Dump the rest in. I'm going to give it another sip though before I rate it. It's a nice beer. It is a nice beer. It hides the ABV amazingly well. 10%? Really? Jesus. It tastes like it's 7. You know what I mean? I know that's not that big of a difference between 7 and 10, but it is really. And it hides it amazingly well. This is the first release, as far as I know, from Oliver Brewing Company, a limited release. Let's see if there's anything I can actually say for tasting notes or anything on this beer. And no, apparently not. So, anyway, I'm going to give it a rating, and we'll see where it throws it in. Excuse me. I actually want to give this a pretty good rating. I actually do. I like the beer for what it is. It really isn't. It's not falling too short of what it's advertised to be. So I actually want to give this a pretty good rating. I think it's going to fall a little bit shorter of the 9 out of 10 range that I. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm burping so much. But it's going to fall a little bit short of the 9 out of 10 range that I usually going to throw a lot of beers I like in. But at the same time, I think 8's a little bit too low for this beer. Eight's a little bit too low because it is giving a lot without muddling up a lot of characters. I think that's one of the things that I like about the beer. Is it's very cohesive, as Joe likes to say, because you're getting the coconut, you're getting the chocolate, you're getting the baker's chocolate, you're getting the kind of subtle nuttiness, but it's still there, without them superimposing each other. So even though it's a thinner body, even though that, it's still going to get an 8.5 out of 10, and that's a very fine score. So I'm going to give this one an 8.5 out of 10 from the Oliver Brewing Company, established in 1993 in Baltimore, Maryland. The Joy of Almond 10% Imperial Stout is going to get an 8.5 out of 10 from me. This is Paul PABrewNews, and cheers.